respect our decision. We were going to go anyway. My name is Paul. I'm going to be your guide around our studio this afternoon. Eric, next to me at the front of the tram, is going to be driving us around. Say hi to Eric. And I wanted to wait until everybody was on board to go over some safety rules for the trip on the tour. If at any time during the tour you need immediate assistance because you've got a medical emergency, you've accidentally dropped something important off the side of the tram, maybe you're experiencing sound or video issues, reach up and pull down on that red emergency cord that runs down the center of the tram ceiling. And when you pull down on the emergency cord, when we're in a safe area, we'll stop, I'll come back, I'll see what you need help with. Otherwise, throughout the entire tour, please remain seated and keep your arms and legs inside the train. No smoking on board. That includes vaping. The trip is going to include sudden tram movements, loud noises, fire effects, and water effects. So keep an eye on your items so don't get wet. Finally, we ask, because you're sitting very close to a lot of people, please don't use selfie sticks on the tour. Next celebrity I'm going to bring up is going to give our tour a quick introduction. He's the host of The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world-famous studio tour. I know what you're thinking. Why the touch? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white star. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
Thank you, Jimmy Fallon. There is a lot of construction going on the left side of the tram. This is for a new roller coaster. This is going to be Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. That opens tomorrow. No, 2026. About 2 years away from that. We're going to be covering about 400 acres. The tour usually runs a little under an hour. We're going to be driving around for about 50 minutes. Not everything on the tour is a movie set. That's a real fire station. People are taking pictures. They have these in every city. Okay, they're good. Fire Station 51. We started the company back in 1915. On March 15th, 1915, our founder, Carl Laemmle, invited the public into the studio and they can watch silent movies being filmed. But then they invented sound for film. They needed quiet on the set, and the original tour ended. It wasn't until the 1960s, under the leadership of Chairman Lee Wasserman and executives Al Dorsman and Jay Stein, they brought the studio tour back on July 15th, 1964. So we continue that tradition today of 60 years, taking guests around the studio to show you where we do our productions. This first stage that we're passing on left, stage 12, one of the first movies that filmed on that stage was Frankenstein. That's where they built the inside of the laboratory where Frankenstein created the monster. Dracula filmed in that stage the same year. In fact, all of these movies filmed in stage 12. Some of the stages that we're passing by on the left side of the tram right now, they're filming the show Hacks, which just won an Emmy for Best Comedy Series. They're working on season 4 right now. Some of the other sound stages are used for Bel Air. Bel Air streams on Peacock. Bel Air isn't filming today. They're currently on hiatus. They're breaking between seasons, but I've got two of the stars of Bel Air, Jabari Banks and Ollie Charlatan, to welcome us to this part of the studio, the front lot.
We're leaving the theme park behind and entering the front lot where real Hollywood magic is made. How? Well, inside the sound stages that surrounds us, we can create any kind of environment for scripted names.
For the past 60 years, studio tour visitors have driven right by these buildings, and inside these walls, the sets from your favorite TV shows and movies have transported audiences anywhere the imagination can take you. Even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air.
When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trams filled with excited guests as they drive by.
So, keep an eye out.
You never know who
or what
you'll see on the studio tour.
So even though they're not filming Bel Air today, what they just said is still important. You never know who or what you're going to see, because we are going to be driving by some other stages where productions are being done. So be on the lookout for people walking around. I have to keep looking around as we're driving by each of the stages, because either right above or right next to every stage entrance door, there's a red light, like that jar light above the entrance to stage 16. If we're driving past any soundstage and that red light is on, the cameras are rolling, they're not rehearsing, they're actually filming, I have to turn off all the sound on the tram. They don't like to hear my voice over the speakers while they're filming. So if I stop talking suddenly, it's because I see a light on one of the stages. The stages that we're passing by right now are used for the TV show based on a true story for Peacock. You guys know who the statues are? Do you know them? They are minions, but what are their names? Oh, Bob? It wasn't Kevin. Stewart! Bob and Stewart. Do you know what movie Bob and Stewart just recently started? Despicable Me 4. One of our family films. What about this statue? That's another family film. You know Ted? Did you see the movie Ted with the talking bear? They won't let you see it. I know you're 10. How old are you? 9. Watch it when your parents aren't home. Don't do that. You'll get in trouble. You'll learn new words. So, the reason we have that Ted statue there, Ted has a TV show now. He starred in 2 movies, Ted and Ted 2. I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about the show later. It's produced by UCP, Universal Content Production. We're going to be driving by some of the sets that they've been using for the series, so I'll tell you more about the show. But right now, we're driving by the offices for writers, directors, producers, these bungalows off to the left. We have a movie coming out next month, part 1 of Wicked. Part 2, they haven't announced when part 2 is coming out yet, I don't think. But Mark Platt produces the play and the movie. His office is down the driveway on the left. His office has a Wicked balloon and an MP sign in front of it. Alfred Hitchcock, who is one of the most famous directors of all time, director of Psycho, Vertigo, used to work out of bungalow 5195. Hitchcock's profile still painted on the wall next to the front door. Lopez versus Lopez is filming today inside Soundstage 25. They're currently working on season 3, and the season 3 premiere is going to be Friday night. And then we've got another NBC show, hasn't started airing yet. It's a comedy called St. Denis Medical, which takes place in a hospital, starring David Alan Grier and Wendy McClendon Cuddy. And that show films in the last soundstage on the corner of the left side of the tram behind this last office building. So that's gonna premiere next month. We're gonna be passing by some sets on the left side of the tram. I'm not gonna talk about them yet. I'm not ignoring them. I'm gonna get to them later because right now, I want to focus on this building on the right side of the tram. There's a big sound stage over here, and this is the entrance to Skull Island. This is where King Kong lives. And this is the director of our 2005 version of King Kong, Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up into the future. Kong literally does it. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Oh! All right, everybody, hold on to your belongings, remain seated at all times, and put on your fancy 3D glasses because we're driving right through Skull Island. unexpected. Thank you, King Kong. When we leave the building, I recommend you take off the 3D glasses, but don't lose the glasses if you can avoid it. Try not to drop them off the tram. You're going to want them later for another special effect. When we leave King Kong, we're going to go away from the front lot, past the offices and past most of the sound stages, and we're about to cross the border into our back lot.
We're about to cross the imaginary boundary onto the back lot, where we have exterior sets for many outdoors. Over the last 60 years, studio tour guests have seen these locations turned into big cities, quiet suburbs, even that guy's hometown. Yeah, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows. This is Universal's Metro Sets.
The Metro Sets, off to the left side of the tram, is a part of our backlot that we can dress up to look like different cities, different states, different time periods. Good example, using this part of our backlot for different time periods in a different state, this is where we filmed the TV show Ted. And the TV show is a prequel to the two movies. It supposedly takes place in Boston in the 1990s, and they're currently dressing up part of our backlot to look like that. To tell you a little bit more about the show, I've got Seth MacFarlane, who produces the show. He has directed every episode of season 1, and he's the voice of the Talking Bear.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind-the-scenes look at my Peacock original event series, TED. It's a prequel series set in 1993. And that means our skilled craftspeople had to build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston as it looked back in the day, using exterior sets and facades that you're about to see on the tour. But I should warn you, TED is intended for mature audiences only. So grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch. Oh, come on!
Along with the TV show Ted and Bel Air, we also frequently, they're making food over there. We frequently use this part of our backlot for American Ninja Warrior. They'll build the obstacle courses out here in our Metro sets. There's a monster mural on the right side of the tram painted by Tristan Eaton that celebrates over 100 years of monster movies that have filmed on our backlot, going back to 1923 with the original silent version of The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Lon Chaney. And then later they had used those same sets for Frankenstein and Dracula. Before we drive through those sets, we're driving right next to the stages where they're filming The Voice today. The Voice uses both stages 30 and 31, and they're shooting 2 seasons simultaneously. Today they're shooting the playoffs for season 27, and our 4 voice coaches for these seasons, Reba McEntire, Gwen Stefani, Michael Bublé, you know the 4th, who? Snoop Dogg.
Hey, Studio Tour, it's your boy Snoop Dogg. Did you know that the Universal Backlot is home of The Voice? That's right, we tape right here on Stage 31. Don't miss our incredible new season every Monday and Tuesday on NBC. Now that you've heard the rest, you can live the best. You can be with the S and have this on your chest.
Snoop joins The Voice Monday and Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Reba McEntire, who's another one of the voice coaches this season, also films another show on the lot. She's got a new comedy series, Happy's Place, and that's going to be premiering Friday on NBC, same night, same channel as season 3 of Lopez vs. Lopez. Ted Danson has a new show that's been filming on the lot as well. His new series is called A Man on the Inside, and that's going to be streaming on Netflix next month. Ted Danson had worked on the lot for 4 years with Kristen Bell on The Good Place. And whenever you saw the characters walk around outside The Good Place, they filmed over here on the right side of the tram in Little Europe. And these are some of the scenes from The Good Place that filmed out here.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, on deck. This location, afterlife. I have never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm going to pause this for 2 reasons. Reason 1, the people that you see walking around over there taking one of our VIP tours with Matt, who just saluted right there. If you take the VIP tour, sometimes you get off the vehicle, walk around our backlot sets. The other reason I stopped that clip, There's a set right in front of the tram that has 2 blue doors, red trim around the windows. Look up on the monitors. This is where they shot this scene.
I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
If you've never seen an episode of The Good Place, it's possible. You may have seen these sets in classics like Frankenstein, Dracula, The Wolfman, The Invisible Man, The Mummy, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which these sets were originally built for. This courtyard on the right side of the tram is where we would shoot the scenes in those movies where the big mob of angry villagers would gather. And they've got the torches, the bloodhounds, they march through the village, they're hunting down monsters played by Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney, Claude Rains. This is also Little Europe.
The monster, he's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can, lock you in the indoors, and wait for me. I'm ready! Take your torches and go!
At this point, we're a little bit past the halfway mark of the tour. We've got maybe 20, 25 minutes left. Whenever we get to this area, we always give everybody on the tram a reminder to remain seated throughout the trip. If you have an emergency, if you're taking a picture and you dropped your phone off the tram, which happens a lot, can't wait till the end of the tour to use the restroom, it's okay. Don't jump off the tram. We're riding around on private property. Simply pull that red cord above you, remain seated, and when it's safe for us to do it, we'll stop. I'll come back, I'll see what you need help with. Normally, a red light in front of a stage, it was red a moment ago, means to turn off the microphone. They're not filming inside Soundstage 50, so they're giving us permission to drive through to show you a set. As of right now, they haven't told us what this production is. So we're not sure if it's a movie or a television show, but they've got it dressed up to look like a subway station. There's a production schedule on the chalkboard on the left, Ticket Machine Heist. So it looks like they're gonna be shooting part of a heist inside the subway station. There's a track on the left side of the tram that runs the whole length of the stage, and they built 2 cars of a subway train, and they can roll that set back and forth on the track to get their shots. This is currently a hot set, and that means all of the equipment is placed where they want it to be. So at this point, they don't want any crew members to move anything, because if they move some of the equipment, it's possible they could ruin one of the shots that's already been set up. We're gonna stop for a moment. We wanna give you just a few minutes to take some pictures before we head back outside. When they're filming inside the soundstage, hold on. That was an earthquake. We're having an earthquake! Hold on! I see that with Nemo. That's not good. That's a first. That attraction, Earthquake, the big one, opened 35 years ago, back in 1989. And when the attraction was built in the 1980s, it was actually based on a hit Universal film from the 70s, Earthquake, which next month turns 50 years old. The film was released in theaters in November of 1974. Next year, we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of a huge Universal film, Jaws. Released in the summer of 1975, directed by Steven Spielberg. There's a billboard on the monitors right there. Amity Island welcomes you. Amity is a word that means friendship. The billboard is coming up on the left side of the tram, and there's a sign on it, beach closed to the Amity Island Police Department. We're undergoing refurbishment for Jaws right now, so hopefully we'll see the shark. The shark should be out of the water as we're driving by on the right-hand side. There's the shark. They're working on the shark. That's it. Get it out of your system. Boo. There you go. Who better to tell you about the Jaws attraction than Steven Spielberg?
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on the Universal lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created.
We're going to hear more from Steven Spielberg a little bit later. He's going to come back to tell you how he got his start at Universal. Our mechanical shark is not the one that was used in the film. Our shark works better than Steven Spielberg sharks. The sharks that were made for the movie never worked. They kept breaking, they kept malfunctioning. For the next special effect that we're going to encounter, I'm going to bring up today's show co-host and weather anchor Al Roker.
Time for my favorite part of the tour, weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the back lot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
Oh, look at that. This is a very simple special effect. We have sprinklers hidden in the trees. And this is how we create rain on a movie set. The problem with our special effect, our set is built on a hill, and we do this all day. And over the course of the day, a lot of the water builds at the top of the hill. And at one point it overflows. And then all the water rushes down and it creates a flash flood in the area. There's been a couple times the flood has hit one of the trams just as we're driving through. This afternoon, we are that tram. So be careful if you're sitting on the left, there's a flood coming. Uh-oh, wait a minute, there we go. Now look up at the monitors, and here's that special effect in a scene from the movie Big Fat Liar. That flash flood special effect is part of our Mexican Village set. They were doing a car commercial out in this part of our back lot last week. Back in the 80s, this was used in the comedy Three Amigos with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase. Paramount used this for Nacho Libre with Jack Black. And then when we leave the Mexican Village set, we cross the border into the Old West. And this is the part of the back lot where we used to do the movies with cowboys like John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Kirk Douglas, and Clint Eastwood.
around first? Mine was taller.
These are some of the first sets that were built here on the lot. Some of them were originally constructed for silent movies back in 1915. Over the years, they've undergone refurbishment. They've been moved around to different parts of the back lot. These sets are still used for productions. And Universal isn't the only company that makes movies on our lot. Any studio can rent our sound stages or our backlot sets. So if another studio is doing a movie and we have some sets that would work for their production, they come out here and film. Warner Brothers, Disney, Paramount, Fox, they've all shot movies on our backlot. This happened about 5 years ago. I saw this happen. They were making a movie out here, and when they were filming, we were told, don't say what the name of the movie is. Don't say who's starring in the movie. Don't say who's directing the movie. So we knew what it was, but we couldn't tell anybody on the tram. They were filming Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So it stars Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. Margot Robbie didn't have any scenes on the lot, but in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is an actor working on a Western TV show. So they shot the Western scenes here. They were shooting scenes right next to the tram in a car. Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio are sitting in the car. They were dressed up like they're from the 1960s, which is when the film takes place. So they look normal. There were cowboys riding around horses in the background. Nobody was paying attention to them in the car because they thought they were crew members. They weren't dressed as cowboys. Everybody was taking pictures of the cowboys riding in the background. We couldn't point them out because Quentin Tarantino said, keep it a secret. Don't say what we're doing out here. So you really never know who you're going to see when you're riding on the tours. Quite frequently, we'll do top secret productions on the back lot. We drive by the sets and we can't see what's going on in the sets. We're going to be driving by the Jaws attraction again. This time we're going to take another path up the hill. This time when we drive by, look behind the hanging shark. And there's a set that says Cabot Cove on the roof. For 12 years, this part of our backlot was Cabot Cove, Maine on Murder, She Wrote. And every week in the opening credits, you would see Angela Lansbury's character, Jessica Fletcher, riding her bike and walking right in front of the Jaws attraction. Since it's October, it's a good time to watch horror movies, if you like them. There's a house over on the left side of the tram that was used in a popular horror movie written and directed by Rob Zombie. This was in House of a Thousand Corpses. But the house was originally built for the musical The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, with Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton. That was Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch. They're currently preparing Colonial Street, the street off to the left side of the tram, for a commercial, insurance commercial, going to be filming out here for a few days. The street that they're using had been Wisteria Lane on the ABC Touchstone series Desperate Housewives. That show filmed out there for 8 years. The street that we're on right now, Steven Spielberg Drive, and he's one of the producers of Back to the Future, which used the Lion Estate statues off to the left. Our relationship with Steven Spielberg goes all the way back to the beginning of the studio tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
There's a lot to talk about in this next section that we're going to drive through, but I'm going to start over on the left side of the tram. We're passing by some picture cars, vehicles from productions. We've got one of the original Glamour trams, and most of these vehicles are from movies produced by Steven Spielberg. We have a gyrosphere from Jurassic World, a Jeep from Jurassic Park, prehistoric cars that were built for the Flintstones. He is not a producer of the Fast and Furious films, but we have Dominic Toretto's car. We've got some other vehicles from the franchise. He is a producer of Transformers, so we've got a Bumblebee and a transforming police cruiser. On the other side of the tram, over here on the right side, we've got some sets that were recently built here for Halloween Horror Nights. And we use this area as the terror tram. This is called Enter the Blumhouse, where at night, we've got some of the characters from the scary Blumhouse films walking around. Megan, the Grabber from Black Phone, characters from The Purge and Happy Death Day. Right now, some of those characters are right in front of us, hanging out in front of our official scale model of the Hollywood sign. They had built these sets for Halloween Horror Nights right in front of the Bates Motel from Psycho. The motel is run by Norman Bates, and he lives in a creepy house at the top of the hill. We're going to be driving right by his home. He goes mad sometimes.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
That's true, I guess. Norman doesn't live alone. He lives with his mother, and Mrs. Bates likes to sit in a rocking chair, and she stares out of her bedroom window from the second floor. She watches our trams drive by. Norman does not like when trams drive by his house. He normally gets very angry. Oh, I didn't know he was home. He's standing down on the front porch. He's staring at us. I'm gonna kind of smooth this over. Norman, are you excited about Halloween Horror Nights tonight? 7 o'clock, it starts right in front of your motel. You excited about that? Norman? Norman, put the knife away. Don't, 7 o'clock you can stab people, not yet. Look what he did to the airplane, it's a sharp knife. An airplane crashed behind the Psycho House, but Norman didn't have anything to do with this. Aliens did this. This is a set that was built for Paramount's War of the Worlds. Now somebody has pulled the emergency cord. If this is a medical emergency, please pull the cord again. Okay, I'll be right back to assist.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Stephen had.
And to sit down and talk about the War of the World. That's on what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good.
Close your eyes, okay? Now close.
Robbie, get in. Get in.
The airplane that's over on the left side of the track, that was a real plane. So when they're making the movie, they didn't just build a set, made it look like a plane. They got a full 747, did that to it. That was somebody's job on the set of War of the Worlds, to rip an airplane apart. The houses over here on the right side of the tram, these are good examples of facades. And a lot of the sets on the back lot are built in this fashion. When they're making the movie, they knew that they weren't going to get the entire house in the shot, so they didn't bother building the whole house. They just put up 1 or 2 sides that the camera would see. So we've got just a few minutes left of the tour. We got one more movie set. You're going to drive through one more special effect, and then we drop you back off into the theme park. We're almost home, but just like what just happened, if you have an emergency, it's okay. Don't jump off the tram for any reason. Pull that red cord above you. We'll stop. We've got someone on the way for you back there in the 4th car. We're getting them out here as soon as we can. The last movie set that we're going to be driving through is the town of Jupiter's Claim. It's over here on the right side of the tram. We've got a blow up of Little Ricky Juke Park, who's one of the characters of the film. This is built for the film Nope, written and directed by Jordan Peele. And here's Jordan Peele to tell you about the set.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. This
Don't do it. Don't
nostalgic,
jump off the train.
small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience, built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this mountain fence, it is smack dab in the center of the hotspot. Welcome to the world of no.
Look, this might be more serious than I thought.
Oh, hold on. You're cutting out on the monitors. Oh.
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come, and he'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I'm so tired of you state guys stepping in just whenever you feel like.
Mute him.
All right.
Don't you?
That's better. We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. I'm taking care of business. Hobbs out.
Agent Hobbs wants us to reroute our tram into a building up ahead. I have some information on some of these people that we're dealing with. Dominic Toretto, Letty Ortiz, Roman Pierce. This is what I was able to find.
This is Agent Novak with an FBI alert about individuals who are not authorized to be involved in the witness protection operation I'm heading up with my FBI team. Be on alert for Dominic Toretto, an ex-convict who has broken laws throughout the U.S. and around the world. Despite his checkered past, Toretto and his crew were recruited by Agent Luke Hobbs to assist U.S. diplomatic security missions and was granted a pardon for the crimes he committed.
us to move farther into the building, there's no need to put on your 3D glasses right now. We're just going to hide until it's safe to go outside. This actually works out in our favor. They brought us here to hide. There's a party going on in the building.
Everybody out! This is the FBI! Turn that music off!
Why are you breaking up the party? What are we supposed to be doing?
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not...
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got you. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours.
Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
It looks like they want us to go catch up with them. Now is a good time to put those 3D glasses on and get ready. According to what Dom just said, Agent Hobbs is getting pretty close to finding us in here, and he's chasing down Owen Shaw.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Cover them up. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Roman, Letty, hook him up. Now we're moving.
The witness is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Follow them!
Way to go, Letty. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this.
Roman, don't shoot! Head for the bridge! Under construction!
Hit the nitrous. Ride or die.
That was Fast and Furious. Hey, Agent Hobbs, did we do okay?
Hell of a job, everybody. You protected the witness and you can resume breathing.
know it's crazy out there.
You know, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. You're welcome to join our crew anytime.
We're part of it. So now we're heading back to the theme park. You can continue your movie making experience by going on rides that are based on hit movies and television shows. As we head back, one last time, I'm going to hand things over to Jimmy Fallon.
Over the past 6 decades, the studio tour has taken guests on an amazing behind-the-scenes look at a movie studio in a way that only Universal can. I hope that you had a great time today, and on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
Thanks, Jimmy. I also want to thank all of you for celebrating 60 years of the studio tour with us, and I want to thank our annual pass holders for coming back and joining us today. If you're not a pass holder and you'd like to be one, stop by the Universal box office. Find out how you can upgrade today's ticket into an annual pass. That allows you to come back and join us again and again. Take a look around. Make sure that you have all of your belongings with you. We don't want you to leave anything important behind. Gather up all of your stuff. We're going to be staying open tonight until 6 o'clock. And we reopen again at 7 o'clock if you've got tickets for tonight's Halloween Horror Nights. On behalf of our driver Eric, myself Paul, and all of us here at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you've enjoyed our exclusive behind-the-scenes experience. This has been 60 years in the making, and as they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap. Thanks for taking the tour, everybody. Have a good time. Enjoy the rest of your day.